Are you ready? Yeah, you know this. You think you can tell us what to do? Huh? You think that you can tell us what to wear? You think that you're better? Well, you better get ready and bow to the masters. Bring it down.
Coming up next right here on In the Hot Seat with some of the things that I will be talking about in this week's episode. I will be talking about Eve. Do we think she would be a good general manager for the SmackDown brand? Not really saying that she has to be for both Raw and SmackDown general manager. We will be talking about that, giving our thoughts on Ric Flair leaving TNA and the possibility of coming to the WWE. And as well with Alex Shelley. That's right, Alex Shelley has been reported that he has left TNA and his contract has expired, so we're going to give our thoughts and opinions, how we feel about Alex Shelley as a whole. Do we think the Motor City Machine Guns will actually be going into the WWE, or do we see them just being separated, or having Alex Shelley's partners still stay in TNA, or will he follow him, and all that and more right here coming up next, right here on In the Hot Seat. You know what's coming up next, that's right, roll that damn intro.
You are watching the most interactive professional wrestling discussion show on the internet. WWE, Impact Wrestling, ROH Wrestling. Pro wrestling at its finest on In the Hot Seat with your host, Fortminorproject.
What's going on, guys, and welcome to this week's episode for In the Hot Seat. Of course, as always, I got a great show lineup for you guys. And as well, I'm being joined by the voice of In the Hot Seat, Simon Eichler HD, and as well with Boston Fan 79. What's going on, guys?
What's up, man?
Alright, so of course, as always, I got a great show, and starting things off with the first topic that I do have in store here, and I actually talked about this with you guys on Twitter. So with this, going into what I said on Twitter, do you guys think that Eve will make a good SmackDown general manager, since he has filled in for John Laurinaitis not too long ago? What are you guys' thoughts on that? Gonna kick things off here with Chris.
Now you're referring to Eve?
Yes, Eve.
Okay, not yet, it's fucking hot. She's definitely smoking hot, but
yeah, she is.
I wouldn't be able to take her seriously as of right now. Maybe in about another couple of months I'd give it. I do like the way she's handling things. I think she makes a really good heel at this point. Going, in the back of people and kind of giving them the evil stare. And I would definitely say give it another couple of months. But,
okay.
Overall I would definitely put my, confidence in Eve to be a good SmackDown general manager. But Justin, give it a couple of months, man.
Alright, Simon, your thoughts?
I don't think she's actually going to become SmackDown general manager. I think she's going to, be here and there, and when she's needed, she's going to be acting, as an enforcer, as an official, an executive. But I don't think she's necessarily going to be, put in that spotlight of being a SmackDown general manager, because now it doesn't only affect her role when it comes to her showing up on Raw, but it also affects her role when it comes to house shows. She still appears on house show and wrestle on house show, so for her to be SmackDown general manager, I don't think it would use her in that role anyway. And she's when it comes to TV, she's doing that whole heel thing.
Yeah.
And house show, she's doing the good old Eve wrestling, and I think she's a extremely good wrestler. I give her a lot of credit for getting over as a heel. I think she definitely found her match. She's just much better ever since she turned heel. And I love me some Heath Torres right now. That's one of the best things. And each and every single time she's on, I grab some picture with my eyes.
Yeah, she's definitely growing on me. And when she did fill in for John Laurinaitis, I thought that was good for her. And if they were ever to put her as a role for a general manager, I think she can work with that and do well with that. So, I'm liking what she's doing as a heel right now. And it would be nice, too, if she did wrestle here and there. I know, like you said, she's wrestling in the house shows and not really doing anything on TV just besides, you know, doing the whole thing with John Laurinaitis. So, you know, I think that would be a pretty interesting idea. She doesn't have to be general manager for both shows, but for SmackDown, I think that would be pretty damn interesting to me, in my personal opinion. Now, getting into the next topic.
Really quickly, before we move on.
Yeah, sure. No
she actually posted a picture, not a picture, but a video on her official YouTube channel, which I believe is evetorres.com, if you actually want to go and watch that video. Extremely funny, you know, video where she actually documents her latest trip in Europe with the WWE Raw brand. I believe it is a Raw brand because there's Guinness on there. But on there, she actually ducks a fan and calls Zack Ryder, you know, behind his back a loser, and it's just so priceless, man. She's just awesome. I mean, everybody that's not giving her credit is just completely crazy because she is extremely talented. And to a certain extent, you know, if you hate on her, then that means she's doing her job. But other than that, you know what I mean? She's priceless. So she definitely has my blessing to do whatever the hell she wants. And man, I'm a big fan of Eve. She's throwing my favorite Eve out there right now.
Absolutely. I mean, it is what it is, you know, because it's just like John Laurinaitis. You know, a lot of people get PO'd at him, you know. He's doing his job, you know. He's a heel, you know.
That goes for every heel, too, for that.
Now, as far as Eve is concerned, you know, I think it's hard for people to see, honestly, because she was so, I'm not going to say overrated, but a lot of people, when she was constantly tagging up with Kelly, constantly taking on Beth Phoenix and Natalya, people got sick to death of seeing her. You know, in the same scenario, week in and week out. It got old. Eve did a really good job for herself by turning heel. She's given herself a fresh start, a fresh character. And I think, you know, like you said, Simon, I think people need to give her all the credit in the world because she is doing her job. And, not only is, you know, she's as fine as sweet wine, but, you know, she's awesome, man. I like her in this role right now. Couldn't have given a damn less about her beforehand when she was feuding, like I said, constantly with Beth or Natalya. But right now, hey, you know what? Amen to her. I give her all the credit in the world like you do, Simon.
I miss her ass-shaking moonsault.
Oh, God.
Triple power.
But I like those little mini skirts that she's wearing. Make her look like a hot teacher.
But yeah, it did take me a while to actually get more into Eve, and now I'm actually loving her as a heel and as well doing this whole thing. But actually I am really into her, and I just want to see what she's going to be doing next.
Into her. See that, people?
Yeah, see?
He's cheating on his girlfriend on the internet.
No, that doesn't mean that for sure, of course not. But I'm just saying, I'm just really enjoying. I'm just really enjoying Eve as a heel right now. So that's all I gotta say about that. And rolling into the next topic that I do have here, and that is getting into Ric Flair. And recently, Ric Flair, as we learned, is basically leaving TNA. What do you see out of this, and overall thoughts on Ric Flair in TNA, and do you see him going back to WWE? How do you feel about that? Going back to Chris, what are your thoughts on that?
I can start too, David. I don't mind.
We'll get to you. If you want to start, go ahead. Yeah.
Oh, okay, it's up to me, because everybody was learning the same time here. You know what, Ric Flair, and I said it, I actually talked about that in one of my videos. So, okay, so WWE decide we're going to induct the Nature Boy, Ric Flair, and the Four Horsemen in the WWE Hall of Fame. Now, obviously, being that they're going to induct the Hall of Fame, they're going to induct the Four Horsemen in the Hall of Fame, they need to have Ric Flair there, because without Flair, you know, the Four Horsemen wouldn't be the Four Horsemen.
Right.
So Ric Flair gets the TNA to actually, you know, he gets the permission from TNA to go to the WWE, to go to the WrestleMania week, to be a part of this Hall of Fame induction ceremony. And it's so typical, and I could see this thing coming a mile away. You go from seeing Eric Bischoff and Hulk Hogan run TNA on one side when you go to work each and every single Tuesday or once every 2 months, at the Impact Zone to going back to the WWE where it's really run. You find out and you realize when you are at the WWE during that weekend that, you know, on TNA side, it's just WCW all over again. They're making the mistakes and everything.
Right.
And he realized, hey, in WWE, this is where I'm going to be remembered. Hey, maybe I wasn't that cool with Vince McMahon asking me to retire back then, but hey, maybe it was for the good. And this is home. This is the company that always been good with me, and that is the WWE. You know what? I'm going back to TNA next Tuesday, and I'm asking for my release because that place stink. And that's exactly what he's done, and TNA got picked, and now they're suing the WWE because of that. And because of some other stupid reason, which we're not going to get into. But I completely, you know, understand why Ric Flair wants to leave TNA. WWE is going to welcome him back because he deserves it. I don't think he's going to wrestle. I think he's going to be an ambassador, and he might be, which I personally think would be the best thing, is for him to do the exact same thing that he's doing on TNA on the WWE side, and that is being a manager for a young wrestler with some talent, and who, you know, like, hey, take for example, you know, Mason Ryan. The guy doesn't have no mic skills, but, you know, he's a big monster. If he can learn from Ric Flair, and Ric Flair can be that mic guy for him, then why not? You know, and he's going to get the big paycheck, which he deserves. And, yeah, I'm damn glad that he's going back to the WWE because that's where he deserves to be. He deserves to be at the top because he's one of the greatest of all time.
All right, Chris.
And I'm done.
All right, Chris, what are your thoughts?
I think everything that Simon said is absolutely to the point. There's nothing better in the world than I would like to see in the world of professional wrestling goes. Would love to see Ric Flair go back to the WWE. Have him work with the younger guys. For the love of God, here's what I'm seeing. If he goes back to WWE, you know, kiss Vicky Guerrero's ass goodbye. Let him work with Dolph Ziggler. Okay? Because I'm a huge Ziggler fan. I like the guy. I just think he's getting treated like crap from the WWE.
Yeah.
But let him work with Ziggler, man. Those guys are like almost two of a kind. Either that or like Cody Rhodes, maybe.
Yeah, that's a
really cool idea. Doing that, you know, is you know, the son of his old nemesis, you know, Dusty Rhodes, and but and I can definitely see absolutely what Simon said. See the reason why he would want to leave TNA. I don't see why more people aren't leaving TNA because, in my opinion, I could not. You know, honestly, for whatever reason, I can't stomach TNA anymore. I really can't. I don't really, you know, think too highly of it. I know they have some great wrestlers in there, you know, like AJ Styles, you know, a lot of people, okay, and I would love to see go to the WWE. Hell, I want to see Bubba Ray Dudley or Bully Ray go back to the WWE. So, you know, but going back to Ric Flair, I would be more than supportive of Ric Flair to go back to the WWE. As Simon said, he is a legend. He is a Hall of Famer. He deserves to be at the top no matter how old he is. And he's just one crazy bastard. I like the guy.
Yeah, honestly, with me, I think this is fine that Ric Flair is going back to the WWE. And he really didn't do all that much in TNA anyway, so there's, like, nothing that memorable that he did over there. So I think that's fine that he's going to go back and, like you guys said, hopefully be as a manager and help guys like Dolph Ziggler and the younger guys and the younger talent, help them out, and I think that would be perfectly fine. Pretty much kind of like what he did with Gunner and help them out there and be a star, if you will, kind of. So, yeah, I think that's going to be fine, and I'm actually looking forward to seeing and having Ric Flair come back to the WWE and do things like that. So, I'm all for that one.
This should be the title of this video. In the hot seat, Ric Flair, manager of Dolph Ziggler. I'm going to get people watching, even.
Yeah, well, we'll see where that goes, and I might even just do that. But, yeah. Alright, going into the next topic that I do have here, and this one, I don't know about you guys, but came to as a shock to me, and that's with Alex Shelley leaving, reportedly, TNA. What do you guys think about that? Do you see him going into the WWE, maybe to ROH or in the independents? How do you feel about that? Do you feel his tag team partner will be following him soon, and they have the Motor City Machine Guns going into the WWE? How do you feel about that? Simon, what are your thoughts?